Alright. Woo! Alright guys and girls, welcome back to another video of mine on my YouTube channel. Sunday the 8th of July. Just done a bit of shopping till Tuesday, Sainsbury's, and yeah, fantastic dinner. Anyway, so I'm going to do this as a sort of a follow-up to one of my oldish videos. I think I've done about, I'd say 2 years, 2.5 years, might be 3 years now since I did it, by the title name, and it's PCs, computers and all of that, or gaming, graphics cards compared with the real world we're living in. Now, as you can see, we live in a nice sort of world. I would say a nice world we're living. Because this is what we call a world we're living in. This planet Earth, is a world. And there's billions and billions and billions, trillions of worlds out there. Like Mars, Saturn, all these other planets. We are figuring out what's on them, what's not, if there's any life forms and aliens and all that kind of stuff. Now, this universe the actual world is in, right, compared to a graphics card. Now, if you compare it with a PC, so I'm stepping on some flowers, some crunchy flowers. Anyway, so let's compare this to Minecraft, the real world with Minecraft. Now, Minecraft is sort of like a game you just build your own stuff, open sandbox game. You build stuff. You build stuff in real life as well, in the real world, like carpentry and all that kind of stuff. Building houses, materials you use to build stuff with. It's similar to video games in a sense. Now, how's this contracted with the graphics settings? Now, as technology is evolved, let's just say, graphics gets better, technology gets better, and you can put settings on, even higher settings for your graphical settings, your RAM settings, all these kind of stuff. Now, if this, right, we live in a real world, which is based, they say, is sort of binary, so they reckon it's a binary world we're living in, or universe we're living in. So basically a simulation. Now, it's like real simulators, right? If you've got a simulator game and you're playing a simulator on a computer, it's going to run flipping slow as anything. Your computer's going to slow, maybe the CPU on it, maybe the graphics is bottlenecking up and all that. And then you've got the RAM as well, if you haven't got enough RAM to keep up with the processing and all that kind of stuff, and opening up files and all that, or if you've got more processors running at the same time, you're going to start slowing. Now, I look at the world we're living at the moment. Seems pretty normal. We live in, we see like these little trees here, like moving. We see shadows on the floor here, which are contracted with the light, which is actually giving the physics of the trees moving on the floor as well. So as you can see, the trees on moving on the floor with the shadows. And don't forget, because I'm standing here and you've got water over the other side, the riverside, you can't see that. Oh, no, was that wasp? Anyway, so as you can see, right, and then you have all these flying bugs and insects and stuff flying around, butterflies and birds and all that kind of stuff. Now, I think when you look at trees, you see all the foliage, you see the butterflies, you see all the physics that are happening in the world, compared to real life, to a computer or a gaming machine, which is rigged up. How can we get that into a computer or a video game? How can we get this without actually lag? It's like when I play these train simulator games, guys and girls, from time to time, you see it lagging. So how can we get that from the real from gaming right, from the real world into the game where it's not lagging. Like when you see a train, you go and see a train with the physics on the track, and you see it start moving. You don't see any of it glitching. You don't see it like little chuggering around where it just stops like this and starts slowing down, or the track doesn't slows down with the actual train. You don't see that in the real world. So if this, the real world, what we call the real world we live in, or basic simulator, this world has got to be having a graphics card powerful enough to fit the entire world. Now, if we have a graphics card running this planet or this universe or whatever you want to call it, right? I think it's done on chunks. Now, if with chunks, it loads only a part of the world. Now, if you zoom out of our planet, on our world here, on Earth, and you zoom out and you keep zooming out and zooming out, right? You've got more things, you can see more of the universe, but that's going to take up more CPU, or more like graphics card processing power, more RAM on the card, so it's going to struggle a bit. It's like when I do some of these sandbox games of the universe or something, and you end up zooming out, you suddenly start seeing it stuttering a little bit, and it's because it's got more things happening, more planets, more processing units going on. So yeah, it's very hard to say what sort of a card this would be running. Now, we could just say yes, it could be a basic simulator that we live in, this Earth we live in, or on the Earth world. And if it is, and we do live in a computer generated world, it could be like Minecraft, well, where the Big Bang theory, or whatever they call it, the Big Bang, the start of the universe, how it all started, how did that contract, how did the Big Bang work out? Was it like where you load up Minecraft, you load up a new map and it puts it into a new rendering, it renders into a new thing? So when you could put your anti-aliasing, it's like here, like for instance, right? Now if I look at this, say, plants here, these little trees here, look, you don't need anti-aliasing on these at all. No anti-aliasing. And why is that though? Is the actual graphics card doing fine without anti-aliasing on it? Or is there no jagged edges on it? What's running? We got anti-aliasing in the real world? Have we got all these graphics on like the highest possible settings? And why can the human eye only see up to 75 Hertz? I believe that's in each eye. So yeah, it's going to be really hard. Anyway, guys and girls, you let us know in the comments below. I'll probably do another video about this, but the shadows on here and the physics of the real world is pretty fantastic. Anyway, catch you guys later.